So you're from originally Georgia and then located to New York.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure on that. So let's say you play kind of like acoustic pop rock, sort of. Or how would you describe?
I wouldn't
the
say
genre?
any of those things, to
Really?
be fair. Usually, I mean, this is just when you come to our shows in general. This is a rock band. I play electric guitar almost the whole night. It's kind of like an energetic, up-tempo show. The show that you're at tonight will be a really stripped show, kind of country-y, very rootsy. Nate's gonna play pedal steel and banjo, and lots of brushes on the drums, because this room I wanted to make it's all brick and seated, so I felt like it would be kind of funny for us to be jumping around with electric guitars and like, you know, shaking the rafters. So yeah, usually it's a rock band. Usually this is rock music.
Okay, interesting. So who would you say are some of your biggest influences?
Who are my biggest influences? Well, Nate, obviously, for starters over there. Nate is a big influence on me. I don't know, you know, lots of stuff. I've always listened to like a really wide variety of music. I've done a lot of different things over the last number of years. So all kinds of things. You know, I like old blues. I like Albert King, and I like classic rock, and you know, I love the band. I love Dylan. I love Springsteen. I love lots of stuff. You know, kind of like arena rock stuff, like U2. So all sorts of stuff, hip hop and country, and you know,
Right.
I like music a lot. Stevie Wonder.
So what of your, like, out of all the bands that you like to listen to, what are some of your, you know, contemporary favorites?
Contemporary favorites. I like Dawes a lot. Dawes is really great. They're one of my favorite bands.
Oh yeah, they're really good.
Yeah. Arcade Fire, I really like them a lot. The National, Local Natives, I really like them a lot. So, you know, a lot of different things.
All pretty good bands.
Yeah.
So your songs have been featured in a couple of TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
What can you take away from that? Like, how has that been?
It's been cool. You know, we've had a bunch of songs on So You Think You Can Dance in America and Canada, so that's neat to see people dancing to the music, because I don't dance, and you know, if you don't dance, I guess at least I don't really think of people dancing to the music, so it's interesting to see somebody that creates a kind of art that I don't really have any understanding of, and then has it, you know, my music impacts it in some way. That's pretty neat. And so then we've had songs on The Vampire Diaries and 90210 and some other things, and so it's cool. Like, it's exciting because people are excited about finding new music. So people find it, they get excited about it. It's neat to see that, you know, that people, they hear the song, they're like, what is that? And they seek it out, and then they go, and, you know, they become fans. That's always cool, and it's an interesting part of the you know, the experience for people, that they get to seek out the music. And
So after reading up on you and doing some research, you know, I said that A Drop in the Ocean is your biggest hit, basically. But is that your personal favorite, or do you have a favorite song of yours?
You know, I don't really have a personal favorite. I'd say, in general, you always enjoy playing the new songs the most, because it's fun to kind of figure out how to play them. So, you know, I put out an album this year called Atlanta, and so we've been playing songs from that on the road this year. So those have been exciting for me to play, all the songs from the newest album, because we get to kind of figure out how they work, and you know, how they'll, you know, how audiences will react to them. So that's always cool.
Okay.
So
Have you been to Portland before?
yes.
What do you think of it as a city and as a music scene, if you know anything about it?
Well, I've only been here for one day before. I came here once to play one show. I forget where we played. The most interesting thing that I found about Portland were that so this is some kind of like mecca for the homeless. Like I found out that was a thing. Like, that many homeless people come here to be homeless. Like, this is runaways. We kind of met a few homeless people, and we're talking to them. So that was really a very curious thing. That was the thing I found the most interesting because I didn't get to do anything. You know, I drove in, I played my show, like I ate something, I went to sleep, and I went somewhere else. And tonight, you know, I came here, I set up my stuff, I walked down the street to have dinner, I came back, and you know, that's it. Like, I don't really get to see anything. But that was very interesting to me. I didn't know that you know, homeless people, a lot of people come here. There's this is like some kind of, I don't know, like an outpost for the homeless. So I thought that was very interesting. And we met like a few, like I said, homeless young people that were talking about this last time we were here. So I find that really fascinating. But I'd be interested to spend some more time here. Cause
it's a very interesting city. I'll tell you that much. So, do you have a favorite city or even a favorite venue that you play in?
Well, this year was the first time that I played in London. I've played there a handful of times now this year, and I really enjoyed that. I think part of it is because I'm the most popular in London, and so I sell the most tickets there. The venues are the nicest. I get treated the best, and so on and so on and so on. And so I played at this place called Union Chapel last time I was in London. It's this really old church, and it's also a music venue. So that was a little bit of a trip because I was in a church, and you know, that's not really where I would expect to see me. I don't know where you would expect to see me, but and so it was interesting, definitely. And so that place was incredible. That was the most awesome show I've ever done. So, but really, any place that we go where people show up and they're enthusiastic, you can't beat that. You know, like I'm not selling pants or, you know, like working at Subway, so I win. You know, I'm really excited about this every day. Every day on the road that people show up is amazing. So.
That's good. So you used to be signed to a pretty big label, right? Mm-hmm. So what made you decide to go independent?
Well, I was signed to Universal, and I had already become pretty popular. That's how I got a deal. Right. And you know, they weren't really adding any value. You know, they weren't helping me. And so it's much easier to move when you're small, you're light on your feet, you know? And so as an independent artist, I've been able to, first of all, nobody steals my money, so that's nice. And then I can direct the ship however I see fit. You know, wherever the muse takes me, I can go and I can kind of create what I'd like, and you know, the only people I'm really accountable to are my fans. And luckily, my fans are super cool. And they, you know, when I was like, I want to make a blues album, people were like, yeah, we'll listen to it. And not everybody not every fan will dig everything I do, but I think that my fan base is pretty cool and accepting in that if they don't like this thing, when I do the next thing, a lot of them are like, I'm still with you. Let's try this. Let's keep going. Right. So that's been a really positive part of the experience as an independent artist.
Sounds good. So have you always played the kind of music that you play, or would you say your style has sort of shifted over the years?
Well, I used to really just want to play blues, and so for a while I did that and kind of integrated it into my shows. And after a while, I kind of realized that it didn't really make sense to do that. People were getting confused. So I guess the shows have kind of, you know, evolved over the last few years. And my songwriting, I hope it's evolving. You know, it's certainly one of the things that I've noticed, you know, with each album is there's much less I, me, mine in the songs. And there's more you. There's more... I'm trying to kind of get at the core of the human experience, like basic, fundamental human experiences that things everyone feels and knows: love and hope and faith and sadness and despair and you know, the joy, all these things. So I'm trying to get at those, not just from stories that feel like they're about me or stories that are about me, but stories. You know, just any kind of stories. You know, because I think a great song that's what it is. It gets to you, and it's not about what someone wrote it about anymore. It's about it's you. Like you hear a song about going to the club, and you're going to the club that night, and it's your night. You're like, that's right. That's my song. This is my jam. Like, this is going to be my night. And whether or a song about being sad and you're sad, it's about you. It's like a great song will do that. So that's what I'm trying to do. You know, that's what I aspire towards.
Okay. That's most of the serious questions. We just got a couple fun ones just for fun. Would you say that you have a guilty music pleasure? Is there someone that you listen to that you wouldn't really admit all the time? I feel like I love music so much that I can't say like anything would be a guilty pleasure. The other day, Dom and I were jamming out to Beyonce in the front seat. We were dancing. We were having a great time. So now I like music a lot. You know, I listen to a lot of hip hop, which people wouldn't expect. But no, I wouldn't say because I don't have that the kind of I think some people are bigoted music listeners. Yeah.
But I'm a musician. I love music. So no, I don't have any guilty pleasures, but I do listen to a lot of lame stuff.
All right, that's good. So your band just goes by your name, but if you were to give your band a name that wasn't, your name, what would it be? Have you thought about that?
I've been toying with the idea of naming the band. I've recently thought of a number of names. I will not give you any of the real ones, but I will. Let me see if I've got one then. Yeah. Actually, my personal favorite from the list that I came up with the other day. Let's see. I liked Ron Pope and the Fat Americans, Ron Pope and the Charlatans, Ron Pope and the Pacemakers, and then just the Backsliders. These are all words that I was like, yeah, I love that word. So a bunch of ridiculous things. Awesome. Ron Pope and the Dancing Bears, that was one I liked. That we might actually use, I don't know yet. So yeah. I always end up coming up with things like Ron Pope. The other day I came up with something that was this sounds like we're a really crazy dark experimental metal band. Ron Pope and the Harbingers of Darkness. I was really into that. So yes, I think about this on occasion. As you can see, I have a list.
Awesome. So you have an upcoming international tour, right? Anything you want to say about that? I'm excited for it.
Yeah, no, we're always excited for all the shows. I'm on tour in America for the rest of this month, and then I'll be in Australia in November. And then I have a few weeks off for the holidays. And then in January, I'll be all over Europe. So lots and lots of shows all over the world coming up. And so you can find out about that at ronpopemusic.com. Lots of stuff at ronpopemusic.com.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, you did a great job as an interviewer.
It's the first time doing it. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
You didn't seem like it, so that's
good. Yeah, it's the first one I've done for this job. So
we had a guy come to. We did an interview with him once, and he said my name wrong, which is incredible.
How is that even possible?
Yeah.
It's really simple. Then he didn't know anything about me at all. He thought I was from California. He was like, yeah, I didn't really read the bio ahead of this. I'm like, man. It was really weird. He was
yeah, so you win.
All right. Well.
For first time interviews.
I'll take it.